Hello, Aston Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast and to Villa AM, where I want to dedicate this to, I suppose, really talking about Conor Gallagher. I've done a scouting series on him previously, prior to when he moved to Atletico Madrid. And I thought it was interesting because we've been linked to him by Ben Jacobs and a lot of other publications, a lot of other online publications and radio stations have linked us to him also. And if there is something in this, which, to be honest with you, seeing who is commenting on this, I would be led to believe there may be something in this. And based on the fact that Unai Emery has wanted Conor Gallagher previously, maybe this is something that that Villa are trying to get over the line, are trying to make come to fruition. But my biggest question in this one is, why midfield? Why central midfield? And I think there may be method to the madness with regards to that. We're coming into a World Cup year. Conor Gallagher is somebody that is going to want to play in the World Cup. And, if you were to hand pick a manager that's going to probably elevate you, even in a short space of time, it's probably Unai Emery at the moment. Also, based on that as well, that Aston Villa are hugely interested in opportunity cost. Getting him on a loan now, when we look like we're going to qualify for Champions League and have him in so they can play this year, obviously, help us achieve that goal of qualifying for Champions League, help us in the Europa League, but also then be here next year as well to bolster the squad when Ross Barkley will no longer be at this club. Potentially one other midfielder may leave, or there may be an opportunity then to leave a midfielder leave if you do want to kind of bring in funds. I think it's smart business to do that, because you want to be in a position whereby, and I'm not advocating that anybody leaves here, don't get me wrong, but you want to be in a position whereby you have your replacement before you let your other person go. And maybe that opportunity cost is good for Aston Villa. Maybe they get him at a discount. I doubt it, but maybe they do. Maybe they get him at an altogether more affordable fee than what Unai Emery wanted him for when 2 years ago or 18 months ago, or whenever it was, when Conor Gallagher made the move to Atletico Madrid. But it's definitely something that I think we should not dismiss out of hand, and not just say, oh, look, we don't need a midfielder, why would we bring in Conor Gallagher? Because there's potentially areas and things he could do now, or that he's really good at now, that could elevate this team or help us, or a horses for courses type of situation to get us over the line, maybe help us win the Europa League as well. And we will take a little look at that as well today. So I obviously have my slide deck for Conor Gallagher here. Oh, I'll just move myself out of the way here, first of all, just so that we can see this. So where we can see Conor Gallagher, we can see all his statistics and so on. You can see his heat map there at the bottom. Now, I will say that his heat map is really strange, because this year you can see it's very right-sided dominant. Last year you could see it was very left-sided dominant. Now, being ambidextrous like that, or playing on both sides of the field, is something to do Unai Emery will absolutely love. And we can see how far forward that his heat map goes here as well. So, if you're looking for somebody that's got industry, high pressing and so on, and if you're in a game whereby you need to win the ball back higher up the field to create your chances, well, then there's very few players like Conor Gallagher that are out there on the market currently at this moment in time. Now, I'm going to bring it back down to this view here, so apologies. I know I'm stuck in the corner and I'm obscuring some bits and pieces here, as is the let me get rid of this QR code at the top. That QR code, actually, by the way, will get you a discount on NordVPN. So if you do wish to use it, please do. So what we want to do is want to take a look at him. Obviously, I've lined up all the other Aston Villa midfielders there. I've left out Ross Barkley because I don't see him as being a long-term part of the midfield room. A contract is up at the end of the year, so I expect him to be gone. There is talks that Wolves are looking to sign him for a minimal fee in this transfer window currently, because Rob Edwards has obviously worked with him previously. Also, I haven't put in Lamar Bogart here because of sample set and sample size as well. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring, I suppose I wanted to show there's almost a difference in Conor Gallagher since his move to Atletico Madrid. And I should have put up the statistics of what his statistics were the last time I did a scouting series on him when he was at Chelsea. He's your quintessential and incredibly versatile midfielder. He is a tell him what to do and he will do it type midfielder. I firmly believe that. The last time that we did a piece on Conor Gallagher, you just have to look there at his successful dribble percentage. Last time we did a piece on Conor Gallagher, his ball carrying percentage was really, really high. He carried the ball an awful lot more. He was one of these people that we were talking about that if he came into the team, that potentially he could be the one who comes in instead of JJ and helps to carry that ball and takes the load off JJ. Since in the intermittent 12 to 18 months, we see he's carrying the ball a lot less. And also what we see that he's carrying the ball. We're seeing that his successful dribbles have dropped immensely. So he's obviously been asked to do other things within the midfield, and he really has been, because he's been played as a 6 for Atletico Madrid when he's been in there, and that's probably the best role for him. The thing that I like about Conor Gallagher is, as I said, that very much so a team type player, and Unai Emery's going to like it too. He's going to like the fact that, you tell him what to do, he's going to do it. Also, what I think Unai Emery wants is he wants that small bit more dynamism and a bit more movement, a bit more ability to be able to move forward when you're playing with the double pivot. At the moment, if we take Tielemans out of that position, that dynamism and that passing ability isn't really there. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad or anything like that, but just Tielemans elevates things when he's back there. Based on how we started the season and Youri Tielemans went into the number 10 position, I think Unai Emery is going to want to persevere with Youri Tielemans going to the 10 position, maybe into the future. And I think it's a really smart move to bring somebody like Conor Gallagher in here, who is 25 years of age, soon to be 26 years of age, and would be able to play that position, be very metronomic, and be able to carry that ball forward and also pass it forward with his versatility that he shows in midfield. He to me would be, obviously, look, if you play Onana and you play Kamara in that pivot positions, I'm not going to say that they're similar, but you don't get the Youri Tielemans-ness out of that midfield. Sometimes that's not a bad thing, and horses for courses, absolutely, absolutely. Those two guys in there do a great, great job. But if you want to have that kind of versatility in midfield, like Conor Gallagher is a different player to both of those. He'll still be able to put his foot in the ball. He'll still be able to boot a player up into the air. But then when he gets the ball, he is able to transition it. He's able to take it forward and pass that ball forward as well. So I think that if we were to sign Conor Gallagher, it would be great for now. We would exactly want him for now and use him for now. A lot of the money would be pushed into the summer when we could afford to spend that money then, hopefully with Champions League football, or, I would almost be expectant of Champions League football now. And also what it would do is it would give us one other thing that we would have ticked off our shopping list for the summer as well. Ross Barkley out and Conor Gallagher in. And to be honest with you, if you look at that, Conor Gallagher, Youri Tielemans, John McGinn, Kamara and Onana, there's very few better midfields than that in the whole. There would be very few better midfields than that in the whole of the Premier League. That is an incredible stable of players that you could have in there. And given the fact that McGinn will likely play on the right wing, given the fact that you could play Conor Gallagher there as well, granted that when he was with was it Palace, he played up there, but he has transitioned back into the 6, 8, 10 position a small bit more. Granted the fact that you could play Tielemans in the 10, which I think he wants to do. The versatility in those 5 players that you see in the field there gives you an awful lot of movement, gives you an awful lot of ways that you can make in-game changes as well, to tactics, to formations, to setups. So while Conor Gallagher to me is somebody that has Conor Gallagher is somebody to me that is kind of come out of left field in a way, because central midfield isn't something we need in the 10th to the 11th of January 2026. It's something that we may need on the 11th of July 2026, and that's something I think that Unai Emery might be looking for opportunity cost here. And we've done that in January before. Granted, not last year, but we've bought for the coming season in January before. Some of them haven't worked out, some of them have, and potentially this could be something that we might utilize as well this year. But we'll be led by any reports on this as well. We will talk a small bit more on this. I'd actually like to get Paddy's view on this and on Conor Gallagher as well. And I suppose, the stable of midfielders that we would have. So should any more come of this, we will come and chat to you more about this and speak more about Conor Gallagher. But for now, Aston Villa do seem to be active in the market, trying to explore any opportunities that we can possibly get. There's a couple more people that have been linked with Villa. Some of them, the manager of the selling team has poo-pooed, and we're actually going to talk about more of those today as well. So watch out for later on. There's going to be a couple of more podcasts on 2 defenders of Villa have been linked. They're coming out later on as well. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching and as always for listening. Stay safe, stay healthy. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.
It's Villa in the morning with Villa AM. It's Villa in the morning with Villa AM.